every year. It's called an Avengers Award. And if you remember the cartoons, the movies, the idea of an Avenger is a superhero who, not alone, but together, can do good. The notion that if you get multiple superheroes, they've traversed through different things, and you bring them together, you actually can make an impact far beyond, including, of course, saving the world when the aliens attacked. So we've always thought about the notion that if you want to fix the world, it's going to take more than just one Gandhi. You're going to need a small army of Gandhis, and the modern day version to us is the Avengers. Now, in the military, we have several people from the military here. The Medal of Honor, I think I've heard different cuts of this, that it's sort of bad to get a Medal of Honor because usually it means someone died, and oftentimes someone close to you. And we look at it very similar in the sense of not death, but the highest honor, though, in the military is the Medal of Honor. For us, the highest honor in our company is the Avenger Award. It is something that is crowdsourced, meaning for the last 2 to 3 months, every employee in the company had a chance to vote and go into detail of why someone helped them succeed. It's a very simple question they answer. It's a servant leadership question, which is who helped you succeed over the course of last year? We have this happening every week, every month, but it culminates up to this thing. And there's a committee of individuals that has been led by the former Avenger winners. And they went through not only in taking every submission, interviewing every person so that it's like, if you voted for your best friend, they're going to say, really? Like, was that real? And they just drill in over the last several months to get to the top 30, the top 20. And today we are down to the top 10. And on the spot, we'll recognize who those top 3 are. Now, when you walk into our office, all our offices, there's a sign above just the entranceway that says to build a company that would make your mother and father proud. Very simple, to build a company that would make your mother and father proud. And people talk about the North Star, the metrics of success. Some people define success by we want X billion in valuation, in revenues, in profits, headcount. We looked at it always as if you can build a company that would make your mother and father both proud, you're going to do the right thing. Decisions we've made over the years that were toughest, we said, 5 years from now, could I look my mother or my father in the eyes and say that was the right decision? And the origins of this stems from the fact that fathers love achievement. So fathers love it when we graduate, we get promoted, but mothers love it when we're not only happy and healthy ourselves, but help other people. And so the Avengers Award actually is an award that we dedicate to our mothers, the individuals who bring the goodness out of us, the desire to serve us and be of help to other human beings. And so maybe with that, I don't know if you want to add.
I'm just going to mention one quick thing about the prize, and I think John is probably going to talk about it, but just to kind of clear up maybe something in the past, it is a $50,000 package, a prize. It is big, but it's not about the money, it's about creating an experience. So speaking as a mother, I can't think of anything that I want more than to spend time with my kids, like quality time with my kids. And I can't imagine, as I see moms come up here over the years thinking, as they get older and as they then have their own families, how much harder it is to get everybody together, for a week. And so what we've talked about in the past is what do we want to do? And Charlie and I are very different and very similar in many ways, but we both had talked about the idea of getting our families together, renting a house, just being somewhere together. It doesn't have to be that, but just to get the families together. And so, given that I'm a mom, I just think about how important this is for me, and I hope for our employees see this as well, is that as you get older, it just gets harder and harder to get together with your family and with your mom especially. Now, Dad is invited, of course. He can come, but the idea is just about to be together and have the family be together. So it's not about the money. Again, it does help, but it's just about creating an experience that you won't forget, and a very memorable experience, especially as everybody gets older and it's harder to do. So with that, introduce John Hilliard.
Hi, everyone. I'm very, very excited and proud to be here to kick off this year's Avengers Award. First, I wanted to cover a little bit some of the details. Let me just switch remotes here. Some of the details of the Avengers Award, and specifically what we found and what we look for as it relates to the Avengers Award. So for those of you who are familiar with Next Jump, we talk about better me, better you, and better us a lot. And the Avengers Award is about recognizing steward leadership. And we found that comes in 3 dimensions: better you, better me, better you, and better us. So Better Me being steward leadership of oneself. We found that Avengers are people who upgrade themselves. They're growing, and they're constantly increasing their ability to impact and help others. Better You is an important one as well. The steward leadership of others. That can be anything from helping somebody, staying late, helping a friend, but it also involves believing in other people's potentials and pushing for their growth and really believing that they can be better. And Better Us, the steward leadership of Next Jump, our community, and the world. So that means taking care of our business, taking care of others, and ownership and care into the community itself. So as Charlie mentioned, this is a long, involved process actually for us on the Avengers Committee. This year we received over 150 different nominations from 50 different people, almost or about 60 different Next Jumpers. And in the course of that, we conducted over 50 different interviews. So sitting down with each person that interviewed, then understanding like, where did that come from? Why do you think that person worked so hard? Like, where does their motivation come from? Really trying to understand the characteristic of steward leadership that was shown. If you had a story to tell, we really wanted to hear it, and we sat down with everybody. We heard a lot in that process. As part of the process, you can see even there, like, we put everything up on the walls, all the details, all the different things, and we're weighing it and scrutinizing it at every level. As we get closer and closer to this moment where we name the three, we get very secretive. We had code words for each of the top three as we went through, because we wanted to keep it very secret. So on the Avengers Committee, there are three of us right now. That's Gauri, who's the 2013 Avenger, Justin, who's a 2014 Avenger winner, and me from 2015. And you can see that, as Charlie mentioned, those are pictures of each of us with our mothers, who joined us on stage to celebrate that very special moment. As Megan mentioned, the award for being the Avengers winner is a $50,000 vacation. And each of us has had our own different types of vacations. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what it was like for me to win last year and what the vacation was. So on the top right, that's a picture of me with my mother last year on stage. And I can still remember what it was like hearing my name being called out as the Avengers winner last year and what that felt like. I think in that moment, it was clear to me that my mom was proud of the person I had become at Next Jump and how I had grown as a person. And I really felt proud to be a part of this company and proud of the work that I had done and the team that was here to support me at every level of the company. The trip that we took was a cruise through the Caribbean. You can see the photo in the top left. That's a jacuzzi that was in our room. The bottom right, that's the grand piano that was also in the room. The room was like 5,000 square feet. I think everybody on the boat was very jealous of us. It was an amazing experience. So during the ceremony itself, when my grandfather and grandparents were both on stage as well. And my grandfather he'd had a difficult life. He'd been a police officer, he'd been injured on the job, and he's always had health issues. And at the Avengers Ceremony itself, he couldn't really walk. He was in a wheelchair. And when he found out about this award and what it means and that I wanted to bring him and my grandparents and mom on this trip, like, he really did turn his life around for the purposes of being able to go on this trip. He wanted to be able to walk. He wanted to be able to go on the places with my mom and me and my grandmother. And so he lost a bunch of weight, got really healthy, and you can see him in the photo in the middle there, like with a walker moving around in between the ship. So that was a tremendous gift for him, for me, our whole family, to be able to have that experience, to have something, that time away from work together as a family, and to see my grandfather's health improve because of this was just an amazing experience, and I'll never forget it. So, as Charlie mentioned, we know our top 10, and I wanted to take just a moment to read out their names, have them stand up, and give them a round of applause. So I'll start off by reading our top 10. So Angela, if you could stand up. Christian. Chad. Henry Searle. Eddie. Miranda. Monica. Pushkar. Raj. And by Shelly. So congratulations to our top 10. So a little bit about how this is going to work. From this point, we know our top 10, and we're going to name our top 3 for 2016. We have 3 top Avengers. The third person that we name will be our Avengers winner for 2016. They'll get the $50,000 vacation. Once we name them, each Avenger will get a pin. This is my pin from last year, and that will be sort of to commemorate their contributions from the year. So with that, I'm going to call up Justin to name our first Avenger.
Hello, everyone. I'm truly honored to introduce Pushkar Swan as a 2016 Avenger. Pushkar, we also have your family here with us today. Could Pushkar's mother and father, Sanelia and Balchandra Swan, please come join us on stage? I remember 7 years ago when Pushkar joined the Network Operations Group. He was younger, impressionable, and hungry for experience. During that time, Pushkar was an operations systems administrator. That means he was responsible for identifying problems within our site and fixing them, as also helping developers with their tickets. Today, Pushkar leads his own team, and he designs most of our systems our sites and services run on. He is a leading expert that knows every nuance of our code, system, and network architecture. To give some perspective of his impact, he has redesigned our web servers twice in his time here, coded all of our release tools, and configured most of our application services. The list goes on and on. Over the last 7 years, Pushkar has become a brother to me, as to many of us. We have watched him get married, have children, and excel here at NextJump. He has been a backbone here in the DevOps team, and has been there to help and attend to all of our needs. For those of us that know him, we know he's attentive, caring, and passionate about bettering each individual he is around. Pushkar, honestly, is one of the humblest people I know, always volunteering when there's a need or helping when he sees somebody struggling. Through all the interviews of Pushkar's nominations, there was one resounding theme. He has a natural ability to relieve one's anxiety. He has helped them and given them confidence, and they walk away having learned something. Pushkar does these seemingly small acts day in and day out without any expectation of recognition. Pushkar's satisfaction comes from knowing that he has helped that person and has walked away a better version of him or herself. Throughout all the interviews and nomination stories, so many were of NextJumpers that were dealing with off-hour website issues. These situations are high stress and usually involve an anxious engineer. In every story, Pushkar, though off-duty, got on the call, diffused their fears, focused the individual, and helped them find the issue. But he does not stop there. After the resolution, he will help him or her diagnose what has happened, teaching them what the cause was and how to avoid it in the future. In turn, they walk away from the situation with new knowledge and skill. One story I heard through the interviews was of Bridget, responsible for our onboarding. She was dealing with a distraught new hire on the phone. He had not started yet and was very concerned about his work visa. At that time, no one was available from Team International. Pushkar heard about the situation and with personal experience in this situation, he did not have to get involved, but he quickly offered to get on the call and continued to explain the process and diffuse his fears. Pushkar did not just give him the information, but he empathized with this situation. The new hire left knowing exactly what the process was and what he should expect. He expressed how relieved he was and that these NextJumpers had his back, was ensured that he would be taken care of. Personally, I have a story that really struck deep for me about Pushkar and how devoted and caring he is. In fourth quarter last year, under mounting pressure and during a meeting, I became increasingly concerned with a racing heart, shortness of breath, and chest pain. At that moment, I thought I might be having a heart attack. As this began to sink in, I started to panic even more. Pushkar saw me struggling and insisted that I go get seen at the hospital. So he gave me comfort that I'd be okay. And not only did he drive me to the ER, but he stayed with me through the whole visit. As we got to the hospital, they rushed me into the ER and proceeded to hook me up to every machine possible. I was so scared. I thought about my wife and kids and that this is it, I'm having a heart attack. Tears streaming down my face, and Pushkar was there throughout each moment, telling me that I was going to be okay and what could he do for me. The whole time he had my cell phone, and he was texting my wife, giving her all the details and telling her that he would not leave me and that I would be fine. He was by my side each step of the way. I'm not sure how I would have handled that situation without him there. He was my strength that day to get me through the ordeal, and even though it was an anxiety attack, his actions meant more than you could ever know. I'll always be grateful to him and that I have him as a friend. Pushkar has always been an exceptionally caring person, but what has impressed me most about him is as I've watched him grow, technically and personally, I've also seen the impact on those around him grow. This is a characteristic of a Next Jump Avenger, and is why I am so proud to be up here, honoring his character and achievements. Thanks, Pushkar, for being such a strong part of the Next Jump family.
Thank you, Justin. I'm honored to invite my colleague, Miranda Lynn, to the stage as our second Avenger. Miranda, we have a surprise for you. Your mom, Abby, she's here. Okay. Miranda, I'm tearing up. Okay, so Miranda began her tenure at the Next Jump UK office little less than 2 years ago in our HR client services team. In that time, she has also earned the reputation of being NextGem's top breakdancer. Over the past year, we have seen Miranda growing into a trusted leader. And beyond that, she has become someone who exemplifies steward leadership by investing in people and helping them grow. Several months ago, in a company-wide presentation, Miranda shared how she has struggled to be empathetic and how she has struggled to be vulnerable. It took tremendous courage for her to share this. After going through numerous nominations for Miranda, it was amazing to see how much she has grown. She has become someone who leads with vulnerability and has become a go-to person in almost any situation. Rebecca, who's a friend and a close colleague of Miranda, says, and I quote, "Ever since I've been at NextGem, I wanted to be Miranda." Her incredible drive for others' growth has been my inspiration. Recently, Rebecca became a manager. A few days after she took on this new responsibility, she became overwhelmed with handling her own work in addition to coaching others. Rebecca reached out to Miranda one day to share her struggles and ask for advice. After realizing that Rebecca needed help, Miranda immediately decided to cancel her personal plans that evening and took Rebecca out for a dinner meeting. Miranda leads with vulnerability. She shared that she also struggled leading people. She comforted Rebecca and shared ideas on how she can manage her work better. Miranda gave some helpful advice, and even more importantly, by being vulnerable, Miranda made Rebecca feel like she wasn't alone. This is one of the many examples I have come across that shows how she invests in other people and how passionate she is about helping others grow. The co-head of UK business, Tarun, describes her as an owner who steps up and takes control of the situation. For Miranda, simply identifying a problem isn't enough. Miranda will not rest until she finds a solution. Robert Schuller has a quote that makes me think of Miranda. "Tough times don't last, but tough people do." Let me give an example of what I'm talking about. Just few months back, our UK customer service team had a leadership gap with a senior person transitioning. Miranda immediately read the situation and without hesitating went into action. She volunteered to pick up the reins and lead the team. No one had asked her to do this. She did it because she is a steward leader of our business and our people. She has continued to lead the CS team despite the fact she already has her hands full on the HR client service team as well as running campus recruiting. Miranda is someone who will not only take care of her fellow mates, but she's someone who will teach breakdance moves or make you a delicious salmon guac bagel or even make you a refreshing iced tea. Miranda, we are humbled by the commitment and dedication you have shown not only towards an impact on the business of NextGem, but it's also in helping people around you. We are proud to name Miranda as our 2016 Avenger. Please join me in congratulating Miranda as I pin her. Thank you.
So as the team's gone through, I think there's six, is it six or, no, I got the math wrong. 8 of you left, right? There's one individual who, above all, just received the most feedback, comments, nominations, and we use KPMG, so I believe they help play a role auditing these results so that there's no funny play in this. So in this envelope is the 2016 grand winner of the Avengers Award. I'm going to have Megan open it and read it.
I've never had a chance to do this. Very excited. I actually know who it is. I'm even more excited. Vaishali.
Vaishali, your parents, Gautam and Alka, are here from India, along with your husband, Philip, and your son and daughter, Daniel and Arya. Come up on stage. Vaishali started working as an engineer at NextJump in 2008. NextJump had just started seriously recruiting engineers from top universities of the country. Vaishali was a part of that first class of full-time hires. In her 8 years at NextJump, Vaishali has built countless products and systems across our entire business. And in that time, she has grown from a fresh out of college engineer into a trusted leader of our products, business, and most importantly, our people. As a tested and accomplished engineer, Vaishali is a regular go-to when there's a product that needs to be built or a problem that needs to be solved. She has a reputation for authenticity and being willing to step up to any challenge in any part of our business. She'll dig in and ask the tough questions and finally say, "I understand." When Vaishali says, "I understand," you really know she means it, and you're in good hands, and you can take complete comfort in knowing that Vaishali is on it. 2 years ago, Vaishali became a mother. She was one of the first engineers at NextJump to become a working mother. I don't think I can overstate how much of an inspiration Vaishali has been to the working mothers who have followed in her footsteps. When Shrelan, another NextJump engineer, became pregnant with her son Ethan, she felt lost and scared. She didn't know anything about the pregnancy process, what to expect, which doctor to see, what to eat. Fortunately, Shrelan knew she could turn to Vaishali. Here's what you need to do, Vaishali said. Call this number, here are the tests you need to take, make sure you see this doctor, here's the right food to eat. Vaishali guided Shrelan step by step through the entire pregnancy process. Even now, Shrelan's husband knows Vaishali. Whenever there's any kind of confusion, he'll say, "You should probably just talk to Vaishali." Vaishali isn't just helpful to working moms, she's an inspiration. After becoming a mother, she continued to take on bigger and bigger responsibilities. She even became part of NextJump's leadership team. And on that team, she set a standard for authentic and vulnerable leadership. As a mother of two and an engineer at a fast-paced tech company, she's not just getting by, she's growing and flourishing in ways that tell other working mothers that it's possible. As Vaishali has continued to grow and push herself, she has remained devoted to the development of those around her. She can light up and create a safe space for her team to grow while continuing providing honest and compassionate coaching. Vaishali builds lasting relationships with her teammates. She truly wants to see others grow and reach their full potential. Even after moving to other teams, Vaishali continues to mentor and invest in them. Everyone I talked to about Vaishali gave me a sense of some indescribable quality. Words like compassionate, perceptive, caring, and empathetic kept coming up again and again. So here's my best take. In small ways and large ways, to interact with Vaishali is to feel taken care of. It could be something as simple as a welcoming to a new NextJumper, or even just asking, "How are you?" You get the sense that Vaishali genuinely cares. And if something is wrong, she'll dig in and try to help and find a solution. So for NextJump, our holidays are the busiest time of year. A large amount of our business and sales happen during that time. It can be extremely stressful. Take my word for it. During the holidays last year, Kalyan, another one of our senior engineers, had to leave the country for a family emergency. His father in India had to have emergency bypass surgery. At that time, Kalyan was in the middle of a critical product to build and run dozens of promotions during the holidays on our e-commerce platform. There was no time to do a real handoff, and at the time, Vaishali had a lot on her mind. She was getting ready to go on maternity leave. In just a few weeks, she was going to go into labor. When she found out about Kalyan's situation, without a moment's hesitation, she volunteered to take over. In doing so, she allowed Kalyan to be with his father when he really needed. She didn't have to do this, but that's Vaishali. She takes care of people, and she takes care of our business. Now, this was a particularly complicated project that she took over, and Vaishali was not particularly familiar with the details, but Kalyan felt totally comfortable leaving it in Vaishali's hands. When Kalyan had returned, he found that Vaishali not only finished the project, she had formed a team and absolutely crushed it. In every interaction with Vaishali, you feel cared for. Whether she's just asking how you're doing or she's taking over a critical project for you, you feel like you're in good hands. Vaishali, you're an inspiration to me, you're an inspiration to all the working mothers and fathers, and you're an inspiration for us all. I'm so proud to name you our 2016 Avengers winner.
I'm speechless. I just want to say thank you to everybody and to Charlie. I'd never expected this. This is just, I'm completely blown away, and to see my parents here, it's just, thank you so much for everything, and I don't even know what to say. Thanks so much.
On that note, I think we all need a drink. I think there's more crying this year than ever. So we're having drinks at the Gansevoort Park Hotel. It's on 29th and Park, basically between 28th and 29th. So it's not raining, so you can take the subway there. You can hopefully get an Uber or a taxi. We look forward to having you all there. I think we rented out like the whole place this year because there's so many more people. More people this year. So please join us. There's a ton of food. There's a ton of drinking involved, but be responsible drinking, please. None of this holiday party bad things happening. And I think starts around 4:30 to 8:30. But you can stay as long as you want, obviously. But that's what we have it for. So thank you, everybody, for coming.